Hi everyone, my name is Shishir Nigam and welcome to our channel again, Journey to Freedom, where you can follow along on our journey to financial freedom through the worlds of Shopify and dropshipping. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so that you get to know every single time we put out a brand new video. Today, we're going to be starting a 4-part series on how to dropship in crisis mode. Okay, that's what we're all in. And today you'll be viewing the first episode of this 4-part series. Make sure you watch till the end of this one. And make sure you tune in every Monday and Thursdays to catch the rest of these episodes so that you get to know exactly how you should be treating your dropshipping business and what moves you need to be making in the current crisis situation. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so let's get right into it. How to dropship in crisis mode. Today we're going to be talking about the most important aspect in my opinion, which you should not skip over. It's the mindset. Okay, it is the mindset of how you should be thinking, how you should be reacting, and how you should be positioning yourself in any crisis situation, not just the one that we're in today, but in any crisis situation that you come across. So what are we talking about here? The first thing you have to ask yourself is, how are you reacting? You have to look at your own reactions from almost a third-person perspective. And this may be difficult to do when you're in the situation. You may be panicking, you may be fearful based on how your business may have been affected, based on how your jobs may have been affected, based on how your health or your family's health may have been affected, right? So it is very natural. The point here is not to suggest that you should not be having any reactions. No, it's perfectly human to be having a reaction to a crisis like this. But the key thing is you have to start to learn to observe and understand your reactions and see for yourself if they're constructive to what you're trying to achieve ultimately, right? Are those reactions, are they helping you to achieve your objectives, or are they taking away from those objectives? So that is where you have to almost take a third-person view, rise above your immediate emotions, which again, as I said, there's nothing wrong about having them. It's human to have those emotions and reactions. But beyond that, you have to see, take that one step back and evaluate, is it helping you achieve your objective, right? So many of you, for example, may have seen your sales decline very rapidly in the last few weeks or months, given the dramatic changes that have happened in the market environment all around the world, right? We've had a lot of major changes happen in a very short span of time. So it is very natural for your old tactics to have stopped working. And that is what we're going to be talking about in this 4-episode series. So make sure you catch on to the next few episodes where we'll talk about how you need to adapt your tactics to make sure that you're keeping up with the changes and taking advantage of opportunities as they come. But at this time, it is perfectly legitimate to be reacting with fear initially because you've seen your sales drop off a cliff, or because suddenly you're facing supply and logistics issues. Products that you were previously banking on that were working well for you are suddenly either not working at all, or if they are working, then suddenly you're having supply issues. You're not able to get the product into the hands of your customers at the right time. You're facing delivery delays and all sorts of hurdles that were not there before this crisis. So first step, like I mentioned, is understand how you are reacting. Don't question why you're reacting that way, because that's not something you can control, but understand how you're reacting. Next, try to think of your reactions in this broader context. Now, some of you may have seen this graphic. It was being forwarded around in certain different WhatsApp groups, and I thought it was a very good encapsulation of how you should be thinking about having a growth mindset, right? So if you are in something that we call the fear zone, then you are thinking of things like, I need to grab food, I need the medications, you're spreading emotions related to fear and anger, you're complaining a lot, you're forwarding every message you receive and you're getting worked up quite easily, right? So all of those reactions are part of this fear zone. Now, your goal is to move from the fear zone to the learning zone, right? Again, it's not wrong to be in this zone initially, but your goal should be to move to the next stage, which is the learning zone, where you understand that you cannot, there are many things you cannot cannot control, right? So you have to give up the things that you have no control over. For example, the external environment, how the world is reacting, how the countries are reacting. That's not in your control most of the time. You need to stop consuming things which hurt you. That could be food, that could be media, that could be television. If it is hurting your mindset, you need to stop consuming that. You need to identify your emotions, as I mentioned. To get to this learning zone stage, you need to identify your emotions, what you're feeling, and why you may be feeling that. You need to become aware of the situation and how you should be acting in the situation. And you need to make sure you're evaluating any information you receive before you spread it further, right? And at the same time, you need to recognize that we're all trying to do our best and be appreciative. Don't be hard on yourself for not achieving your goals, because there's many things that are not in our control at the moment, right? So we're all trying to react in the best way possible. And then thirdly, your goal should be to move into the growth zone. What does that mean? Now, the growth zone is where you're thinking of others. You're taking your eyes off of yourself and your own issues and trying to help others and figuring out how you can help them. You're trying to make your own skills and abilities available to other people who can benefit from them. You're trying to focus in the present, live in the present, not in the future, which is, again, it's very, very easy to say, but it's something that you should strive towards. You need to be empathetic towards yourself and others as well. You need to appreciate others. You need to be in a happy emotional state, as difficult as it might be, but you need to try your best, and you need to look for a way to adapt to new changes. So this is a very good encapsulation of how your mindset should evolve over time. Initially, as I mentioned, there's nothing wrong with reacting with emotions that are currently in the fear zone. But over time, you need to understand those emotions and reactions and have a goal of moving to the learning zone and to the growth zone. How is this all relevant to the world of dropshipping, right? That's your question. Now, here's the point. This growth mindset is relevant not just to the world of dropshipping, but to any area of life that you're a part of. That could be your job, that could be your family, and that could be your business of dropshipping. So in the dropshipping context, the whole idea behind the fear, learning, and growth zone, initially your fearful reaction might be, oh no, my sales are dropping, my old winners are no longer working, what do I do, where do I go, who do I listen to, right? That's all fearful reaction. In the learning zone, your appreciation may be that, hey, I'm not alone in this. Every other dropshipper is facing the same situation. How are they reacting? You start learning what other people are doing to adapt to the situation. By looking at this video, by watching this video, you're taking that first step to come into the learning zone and understand how you should be reacting in this current environment. And finally, coming to the growth zone in the dropshipping context would really mean starting to look out for opportunities and not just being a victim of the circumstances, but looking at all the opportunities that the crisis is actually creating for you if you are open to seeing them, right? The key thing is if you're open to seeing them, then that is when you'll see opportunities everywhere. And this is something we touch on in the next episode that's coming up in a few days. What's hurting in the dropshipping world? What exactly is feeling the pain these days? Now, this was a very good summary of the fastest declining and fastest gaining categories year over year. So this compares March 2019 sales to March 2020 sales in different categories for online shopping. Hope you're finding value in the content so far, guys, and if you are, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you get to know every single time that we put out a brand new video. And make sure you stay till the end of this one to catch all the content, and comment below on what you like and what you'd like to hear about. Stay with us. And this was a very good snapshot, I thought, of different areas which have suffered tremendously, and on the flip side, areas which have benefited a lot from the current crisis. So you can see here, we're talking about what's hurting first. Obvious things like luggage and suitcases are down 77%. What does that mean? Naturally, people are not traveling because of travel restrictions. So the first thing to get hit is luggage and suitcases. Makes a lot of sense. Briefcases, cameras are down 64%. Again, no travel happening. Cameras are typically associated with tourism, people going on vacation. When all of that is cut back, naturally you'll see a downfall in camera sales. Men's swimwear, outdoor activities are not happening. Bridal clothing, people are having to postpone their weddings because many gatherings are no longer allowed beyond a certain number of people. Men's formal wear, swimwear. So you'll see the common point across many of these categories are they're outdoor related categories, right? Gym bags, many gyms are closed. So So gym bags are down 57%. As you go down this list, you'll see very interesting things here. Automotive mats. People are driving less, right? 50% down in sales, automotive mats, because people are not driving as much. They're sticking to their homes. They're in lockdown. They're in quarantine. So they're not driving as much. Men's outerwear, camera lenses, video cameras, camping equipment. Again, people are not going out. They're staying at home. You're not going camping anytime soon. Boots, tapestries, cell phones, necklaces. So a lot of these things are actually high value goods, right? So cell phones are expensive items. Necklaces are expensive items. At this time, people's mindsets are of uncertainty, right? People are trying to conserve their incomes. They don't know how their employment situation might evolve. Many people have been unemployed. So people are not spending on big ticket items. You're not going to go out and buy the latest iPhone tomorrow because you don't know if your income's going to be there next month. So people are very much coming down to the necessities and focusing on the basics of survival and not so much on discretionary high ticket items. Now the key thing is that's not the case for everybody, but yes, a lot of people have been affected. As you go down this list, you can continue seeing different things here. Golf clubs, of course, are affected. Party supplies, very much affected. People are not having parties anymore, no gatherings. Outdoor sunglasses, classroom furniture, schools are shut down, so classroom sales are down. Coolers, again, so you'll see the common thread across many of these things are they're either outdoor related, they're travel related, or they're high ticket items, right? So people are not willing to spend that kind of money right now. So these are some of the things that may be causing you to be in that fear zone at the moment, because who knows, maybe you were dropshipping some of these items in the past. So naturally your sales would have been affected because of these trends, right? And because of the crisis situation. What should you do though? That's what we look at here. What's growing? Every crisis creates a lot of panic, but it also creates a lot of opportunities. And this is where the opportunities are quantified. You can see the sectors that have grown the fastest over the last year. The most obvious ones are cleaning items, disposable gloves. But here's something interesting. Bread machines, 650% growth in bread machines. What does that mean? People are staying home. Families are staying home. They're trying to shop less. They're trying to go to the grocery store less. So a lot of folks are making their own bread as a basic staple, right? That's one thing that you feel bread is a staple food that you want to have regardless of what the conditions are outside. So people are buying these bread machines as a way to give them the ability to create that staple anytime they want to. Oftentimes people also have a lot more time on their hands now. So as a result, bread making is an activity that can keep them engaged. If you go down this list, many of these are essentials, right? Cough and cold, soups, rice, grains, weight training. Gyms are closed. So weight training is one of the things that people now want to do at home if they're able to, so that they can keep up their fitness levels. So equipment that is related to weight training is seeing a spike in sales because people want to order them for themselves because the gyms are closed and they don't have access to the same equipment anymore. Computer monitors. Most people are working from home now. I'm personally working from home as well. So you are looking for that extra monitors to increase your productivity. Many cases, even in my office, we have an extra monitor that allows us to switch windows between the two monitors. So people are ordering monitors so that they can do the same thing from home. Craft kits and projects. What does that mean? Again, people have spare time. People have their kids with them 24/7. So craft kits and projects are being used to keep the kids engaged, keep them occupied, productively engaged, and that's a good way to have a good family fun time. Go down this list here. Dog food, again, essentials. You're having pets. You want to limit the amount of trips you have to make to the store. You order big bags of dog food so that you have to make fewer trips. Hair coloring. This is something interesting. Hair salons are closed, right? So people are looking to order hair coloring. People who have colored their hair, they're trying to order products that they can use to do the same function at home. Ping pong, again, small little activities that you can do at home to pass the time. Office desk. So you see the general trend. There are lots of opportunities. And the main thing is that you need to have the mindset to be able to recognize these opportunities as and when they come. Tomorrow, the opportunities may not be the same. A month from now, these rankings may not be the same anymore. People's focus will change. And I'll show you an article article very soon that shows how the demand has evolved over the last few weeks, not just months, but over the last few weeks. Having that growth mindset is very, very important in a crisis situation, because that is what allows you to scan the horizon and make sure you don't miss out on these, right? Because these will come and go even if you don't take advantage of them. You have to keep your eyes and ears open to understand when they come and be ready to attack them and take advantage of them if you're able to. Here's an article that I came across on CNN, which was from the CEO of Walmart, who was giving a summary of how product trends have been changing in the last few weeks. And what he showed was panic buying. So in the first week, people were panic buying hand sanitizers, soaps, disinfectants, right? In the second week, they were moving on to toilet paper. In the third week and fourth week, you were looking at baking goods and other little kitchen utility items. And then in week 5, which is where we are now, the Walmart CEO is reporting that the trend has moved towards hair clippers and hair dye sales are on the rise. So you can see how the trends are evolving, right? Right now, maybe too late now to be selling cleaning items, maybe, but there will be other trends that are coming up in the next few weeks that will play out, which will be different from what's been seen before. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about how to identify those trends and be ahead of the curve, as I like to call it. Be ahead of the curve so that you can prepare for the opportunities that will materialize in the next few weeks, and how you can position your stores to take advantage of some of these trends. So make sure you tune in again on Thursday to catch the next episode, part 2 of a 4-part series on how to dropship in crisis mode. I hope you found some value in this video, and if you did, drop us a like, comment below on what you thought and what kind of situations you are facing in the current crisis. And as I mentioned, make sure you tune in on Thursday again to catch in on the second part of this series. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notification bell so that you get to know every single time we put out a brand new video. Catch you in the next one.